better report the finish of wealth and chivalry.
Hi guys! It's been a long time. Welcome back to my channel. And the quality is still kind of shit. The lighting sucks, but bear with me, and I've got a lot for you, for you guys. For this video, it has been a year and 2 months in the making. I hope you stick around to the very end. I'll try my best to make this video not so long and it's not gonna be detailed, like super duper detailed, but I'm gonna try my best to include all the important details that you do need to know. Big disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by anything. It's not to sponsor anything, and guys, this is mostly just me retelling what I've been through, what I did to get to this point where I am right now. So the beginning was August 2021. I started my ASCP exam. I started reviewing seriously June, so I think I had like 2 or 3 months to review. It will take about 3 to 5 business days, maybe give it a week for your results online to show up. But after the exam, at that exact time after you've submitted your exam, you will know if you passed or failed. But I had my wall certificate on November 2021, so it took about August, September, October, so 4 months for me to get it. It's snail mail, yes, but you have to follow up. So if I didn't, I feel like if I didn't call ASCP about it, I wouldn't have it still. I think for at least maybe another month or so. The wait time to get like an agent is a pain in the ass. But I think my call only took me less than 5 minutes. You know, they will ask for your account details, like your account number, ASCP account number, your license number, and stuff like that. So have that prepared if you're going to call them. I suggest Viber. There's this unlimited international call in Viber. I think it's worth it. I use that a lot, especially for CGFNS. We'll get to that. In between that timeline from me passing to getting my wall certificate, I actually already started looking for jobs. So I tried for maybe a couple of days passing my resume for directly to like companies online, and maybe 2 weeks of waiting for them to respond. There was nothing, so I thought, okay, I'll try Facebook. And then I was scrolling and came across PHR, or Professional Healthcare Recruiters, and I think some of you are familiar, and if you're not, the president is Cora Sanders, but the main person that you have to contact is Russ Elmy. He's the organizer for recruitment, I guess. I was honestly skeptical about agencies because I heard there's a certain agency that will have to take, like, you have to give a certain percentage of your salary once you get a job in the US or any country outside the Philippines or just abroad generally, and just to be able to pay back what their expenses on you, so you will be able to get abroad. And I kind of didn't like that. If it's for you, then go for it, but I kind of didn't like that. I kind of wanted to just not have any ties or just obligations all throughout my employment abroad, because I just don't want to have to think about that. I don't want that weight on me until I'm fully paid. I just wanted to add the reason I chose PHR is because they are technically direct hire still. They look for direct hires for you, so they definitely still need to pay them. But after you pay them, they'll take care of everything, and then once you get to the US, they don't really ask for anything else. So that's ultimately why I chose them. So yeah, I just want to add that point here. But I think it was worth it for me because, again, you don't have any ties after you get employment. So yeah, I came across PHR on September 2021. did an inquiry, I emailed Russ and asked, if they're still recruiting. And after that, he sent me requirements through email. And I am going to give you the list of the requirements here. I'll put it on screen for you. So, PHR requirements. You will need a 3 years experience as a medical technologist. I think now they're specifying that you need hospital experience, but when I inquired, and I didn't have any hospital experience, I got lucky actually, because all throughout the process, I think after I was done with so many things like CGFNS especially, that's when they found out for some, because I fully disclosed it on my resume when I sent it, that mostly my experiences were secondary clinics, but I think they accidentally overlooked that, and so they had a hard time looking for an employer for me, but luckily someone was willing to hire me, so yay. Anyways, so next requirement would be a resume, which needs to be updated, of course, that's a given. WES or a trust sport evaluation, but they actually needed a course by course. Of course, your ASCP certificate. If you don't have it yet, they will wait for you to get your wall certificate, but they prefer that over the online result. So have that scanned. CGFNS visa screen certificate. Another pain in the ass. English language proficiency exam is needed. A PRC license. So unfortunately, if you are not licensed yet, they will look for a license here in the Philippines. They require you to also have 3 recommendation letters, birth certificate or marriage certificate if you're married. Driver's license is optional if you don't have one. Passport, preferably still valid for the next 3 years. So yes. Your TORs, transcript of records, and of course, if you're healthy. Started my requirements after inquiry, gathering my requirements and processing them on October. So yeah, I slowly got to all of those things, and I think I went with West first because I had to contact the school because they have certain requirements for you to send a TOR. You can't just send a TOR yourself in the West. I finished my evaluation in the West the same month, so that's great. Oh boy. Okay, so CGFNS. I started my journey December 2021, and it ended on June 2022. 7 months. It took me 7 months to finish CGFNS. It was a bitch. CGFNS was a bitch to finish. So TOR, I sent it December 2021 and they acknowledged it on February. My PRC, because they will need your PRC verification as well, and your ASCP verification as well. So I sent all of those, TOR, PRC, and ASCP, all in December 2021. And my PRC and ASCP, they acknowledged it in January the next year, and my TOR was acknowledged February 2021. And then IELTS, I took my IELTS on May, so huge gap. And luckily I passed and got my results the same month of May 2022. And right after that, called CGFNS immediately with my number, my TRFN number from IELTS. And after that, they quickly processed my CGFNS and my certificate, my hard copy. They sent it on the first week of June. So that was nice. I finished CGFNS on June 2022. Then after that, I updated PHR on June as well, and they began my pre-screening for employment. Now, another new set of requirements of PHR. You have to still keep your first set of requirements if they still need those. So the second requirement, Russ will email you for a pre-screening interview with him because he will guide you on everything you need to know about your interview. When they give you an interview on your potential employer, he'll give you pointers and how to answer and stuff. So it's actually really helpful. Made me less nervous when it comes to my interview because he'll give you what to say and how to assess everything, how to answer common interview questions that usually will stump us. And after that pre-interview, he'll give you some instructions and he'll give you new sets of requirements. So additional to the first requirements, he'll ask for your diploma, your completed applicant profile form, which he'll give you, available if you already have current visas or a petition, give it to them. Signed letter of agreement with PHR, which Russ will also give you. So basically those are like the additional requirements, and yeah, they'll provide all of those forms that you need to fill up, and every interaction that I have with PHR is mostly through email, so you don't have to go to any branches or anything with them, so that's good, that's convenient. Okay, so next on my timeline, after the CGFNS and the pre-screen at PHR, all those happened. I think I finished my requirements with PHR June 2021, and then they gave me a job interview all throughout June and July. So after you sign your job contract, Cora will read the job contract first, and then they'll give you a copy for you to read. Please read it carefully. Please ask them anything that you are confused with your contract. Please before you sign anything, and ask them for anything if you want. Just don't be shy, because you're going to be working for this company if ever, so you need to be comfortable. So I paid them on July after I secured the job contract, and then after that the employer began my H1B petition the same month, July as well, and the petition was approved on August, a month later, on August 2022. Again, all interactions are all through email, so that's really convenient. After that, PHR connected me with another agency that is based here in the Philippines to help with POEA. Referred me to ICON. PHR gave me details on how to contact Miss Bell from ICON. And when I contacted and told her my name and my affiliation with PHR, she sent me requirements. Okay, so she sent me the requirements for POEA on August 2022 after my petition was approved. And I started gathering the requirements right away. So I'll also post the requirements here. So POEA requirements that ICON sent me was the ICON POEA forms, which she will give you attached to the email. Your passport, your PIN number or ID numbers, a resume, again, in Word form, signed contract or letter, your employment contract, the PEOS certificate, which he'll give you the link for to complete, COVID vaccine cards and your certificate from either VaxCert PH or BOQ, your birth certificate, diploma, TOR, PRC license as well. They will require you to have your PRC card, your ID card, your certificate, and your board rating. And then you'll need your COEs for your previous employments, marriage certificate if you're married, passport size photo with the white background, and your NBI clearance, petition approval, your H1B approval. You have to send that to them as well, and your passport with your visa. This is to follow that part, your passport with visa, of course, since you will need to schedule your visa and your PDOS certificate. While I was gathering my POEA, you can also work on your visa application as well. Yeah, I began in August 2022 with my DS-160 form, paid for it, and scheduled my visa interview. Now, of course, you can't schedule a visa without your H1B petition approval first, because you need the receipt number to be able to schedule. So after that, I had my interview on September. Passed. Thank God. Then after that, I passed all the requirements through email again, immediately updated PHR and ICON about it. And it took me about, surprisingly, only 2 days for my passport with a visa stamp to get delivered to my house, which is amazing. But usually they will tell you that it's a week at most. So on to the next phase, of course, after all that, I scanned my passport and emailed it again to ICON and PHR. And PHR actually were the ones to book my flight. So they booked me this month, September. Okay, so yeah, so this all happened, the interview, the visa approval, the booking on September 2022, which is the month I'm filming this now. And I got about 3 days to my flight, so fantastic. I received my OEC, which is your Overseas Employment Certificate, which they will need. You need to show at the airport as well. So they will give you this deployment certificate or deployment clearance. So, OEC means Overseas Employment Clearance, not certificate, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, she will email you your deployment clearance, which they will also need to see at the airport or immigration, so you need that as well. So yeah, I depart at September 27, 2022, and I cannot wait. A little nervous. They actually allowed me, because I have my dad is in LA, but my employment is in Minnesota. So they allowed me to have some time with my dad. But they also booked, so nice, they also booked my flight from LA to Minnesota. So technically I will arrive at my employment site or state at October 1. Post here now the expenses. Oh boy. The expenses. Oh dear. Okay, so huge disclaimer again. Expenses that are going to be mentioned here are between August 2021 to September 2022. So if you're seeing this any given time, just be aware of the prices now because it fluctuates and rises. These expenses, by the way, do not include the transportation and commute fees, photocopy, scan, and prints, courier fees, and hidden expenses like if they ask you for extra things in your medical, when you have your medical, or notary, extra things you need to get, like maybe you don't have your board reading, so you need to get an PRC. Just other expenses like that are not included here. So just again, expect a lot more. Expect a bigger amount than total in front of you, because you never know the economy and everything. So yes, that is so far my journey and the expenses that I had to shell out with. No. Okay. So, tips. It's been 3 weeks and I am here in the US. These just are last minute tips or just suggestions. You can take it or leave it, it's fine. You don't have to listen to me. But I think it could be helpful. So if you stuck around for this long in the video, hi. Let's get into it. So first tip is for your documents. Now, I have at least 3 types of copies. 1 would be the original, 2 would be the photocopy, and 3 would be the digital copy. And I think those are going to be really helpful, especially the digital copy, because of course, ever since the pandemic and stuff, mostly everything is handled through online or just through emails, which mostly what I went through. So I think having like a Google Drive or a Dropbox or any type of file storing app or place that suits you would be also very helpful, because it's easy access. You can just search or send through email just using your phone, if they ask you for any. And also a little trick that I did, so to save up and not having to go back and forth to the internet shop since we don't have a printer at home, is I edit the documents that's sent to me, especially the PDF, mostly PDFs, through a PDF editor. I'll link down in the description what I used, and it might be helpful for you too. I mostly use that, and I also made a digital copy of my signature. So I forgot the app that I downloaded to digitalize my signature, but it helps, and I converted it into a PGN so that I can easily put it in the PDF that I'm editing without having to worry about any backgrounds or anything like that. Next one is, if you're going through CGFNS, my tip is, before paying for an application, make sure you already finish your ASCP and your IELTS. Because CGFNS, especially once you paid for it, there is an expiration date and it's only 1 year. So I think it's very helpful if you don't have to worry about that. Like you have to rush or the time is running out. Lesson learned on my part with that one. And next one would be to save all the receipts, emails, all the files. Make sure you put it all in like a safe place. Just in case you might need it for references in the future. Another helpful one is get an expandable folder. I have one here. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it because you get to be a little bit more organized. So I think that's helpful. I have all my saved receipts here and just all my original documents and photocopies here as well. Just so it's just all in one place and you don't have to scramble looking for your documents and stuff like that. And next one, when you plan on passing your resignation letter, I suggest you do it after your H1B visa is approved or your I-797, because that could take a while. And also, I think after that, it's a good kind of spot. So, especially if your workplace is requiring you to render 1 month before finally leaving, because after your petition is approved, it's gonna be the processes after that is gonna be quite fast. So, if you previous timeline, everything happened in just 1 month, and then finally, I'm here. And yes, always ask, especially if you're not sure about anything, if you're not sure about any process that's happening, or if you just want to know, just ask. So don't hesitate or think that it's a stupid question or anything, because I mean, this is you're paying for the services and you deserve to know the process that you're going into. So keep that in mind. Don't be shy. Ask away. And read everything carefully. Guilty of a lot of mistakes is I didn't read properly, especially on the websites, and financial consequences with that. Of course, if you did a process wrong, then of course you have to redo it. So financially, you have to suffer for that one. So just read everything carefully and double check. Just make sure. And I guess listen to seminars, especially the PEOS and the PDOS. They're helpful tips there as well, and you can find out your benefits from the POEA, what you can get from them. So why you have to go through them and all their hoops. And eventually you'll feel like it's all worth it. Because, hey, finally I'm here. Never thought from last year that I can finally get here. And so grateful. Special shout out to my parents, especially my dad, for being my financial supporter. Very lucky for that. My mom for emotional support. My brother, who is there with me every time I have to go to Manila or anywhere that's just really far, because I suck at directions. So if he wasn't there, I'll be lost, especially in Manila. So I want to thank them so much. Of course, everyone else that pitched in, helped me. I'm very grateful. Finally, a goal has been reached, and so far so good. If you have any questions, just comment down below. I'll try my best to read all of them and answer all of them. I'll link everything that I can think of to link down at the description box. And thank you for sticking around. Give this a thumbs up if you like the video. And bye.
Wealth and chivalry. Close your eyes, don't let it haunt you. This is just our love's death rattle. Don't go wasting your breath on